I am someone who reads a lot of books. As you can tell from the shelf behind me, not only do I read a lot, but I'm a book collector as well, and someone who just loves having books in their possession. Even though I read a lot, there aren't that many books that truly stick with me and that I consider special, and there are even fewer that I think about on a daily basis. And in 2025, I have been going through one of the worst, I guess, reading slumps you would call it, of my entire life. I have not really read that many books this year. But while I haven't been reading that much, one book that stuck out to me and that I picked up completely on a whim is one of my new favorite books and possibly my favorite book of 2025. And today I'm so happy to talk about it with you guys, and that is, of course, The Secret Lives of Booksellers and Librarians by James Patterson. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alessandro. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today and being here. You might have seen me upload videos on another channel called Alessandro Reads, or I later rebranded as Sandro's Library. I won't really be uploading to that channel anymore. I'm going to be using this new space as kind of a fresh start, a new channel, where I can upload things not only in the bookish space, but regarding my other hobbies and passions in life as well. Even though I still foresee myself uploading a lot of videos related to books and book reviews, book vlogs, and stuff like that, I think I definitely want to branch out and do more things like vlogs that have to do with music or like other hobbies that I'm interested in trying, like knitting, crocheting, etc. But yes, like I said in the intro, today we are here to talk about a very special book to me, and that is, of course, like I said, The Secret Lives of Booksellers and Librarians, True Stories on the Magic of Reading. This is a short story nonfiction collection compiled by James Patterson and Matt Eversmann. I really truly picked this book up at random because my mom ended up checking out a copy from the library. And I was having a day when I was looking through her books and my books, and I was like, I don't really know what to read. And I saw this very bright yellow cover on her shelf, and I was like, hey mom, what's that? And she was like, I don't know, I haven't read it yet. And she's like, well, just pick it up and try it. And from the first chapter, from the first story, I was captivated. This book is basically and essentially what it sounds like. It is short stories about people who are bookish professionals, whether that be booksellers, librarians, publishers, or what have you. It is their stories about how they became part of the industry they're in, their passion for books, how they became passionate about books, or other significant moments in their careers. This book includes topics from bookseller owners that are really famous, people who are like known for their murder mystery bookstores, people who own multiple bookstores or are managers of different Barnes and Nobles, people who work both as like PR people and also as bookstore owners that are independent. We even got a story in here from the iconic American author Judy Blume, who's famous for books like Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. She even owns a bookstore in Florida, which I did not know and I think is super cool. This book might not sound all that extraordinary just from that description. But I found this book at a point in my life in the past year when I have really been doubting whether reading is significant or important to me. I'm someone for the past 2 years who's worked in my local library, and I even did one semester of graduate school for my Master's of Library and Information Science. And even though that program didn't end up working out for me, and I'm not even sure if I really want to be a librarian, this book really inspired me to continue pursuing my passion of books and reading. Reading has always been a part of my life. It's been an essential part of me since I can remember. I remember growing up reading the Percy Jackson and the Olympians original 5-book series by Rick Riordan when they were first coming out. And in my library work, I really loved working with kids and doing different programming for children. But also I read primarily adult material, so there's been that too, getting to recommend books to adults and getting to see what people are interested in, and learning about the publishing process, learning about being a librarian and ordering books for a collection, maintaining a collection, and so much more. This book really does have it all, and it really even touches on the state of book banning in the United States, which if you're in the United States, this is probably no secret, but there are a lot of book bans going on right now, even in 2025. And even though this book, I would say, is more definitely focused on people coming to their independent bookstores and rallying around them during events like the COVID pandemic, but I do appreciate that James Patterson included those book banning related stories as part of this collection. This book overall just feels like a warm hug of a book. It really does, I think, make you reflect on why you like reading, why reading is important, how stories can inspire people, especially young children, how stories and books can comfort people in times of need, whether they're dealing with significant grief, losing a loved one or a pet, or if they're having like a significant moment in their life, like they discover that they're pregnant, that they're about to get married. This book just really highlighted that books will always be there for you, that stories and people are working hard to keep these stories, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, alive. It just reminded me that books and reading are powerful. They do have power. They do have weight in this world. They are how we connect with one another and so much more. I think my favorite story in this whole book, though, was about a gentleman who is a prison librarian. And while I'm not super educated on the subject about prison libraries, I know that there are some people that do run prison libraries in different parts of the country. This person was a prison librarian for, I believe, Rikers Prison in New York. And it was his job to bring books from his home library where he worked to the prison to provide for the inmates. And just reading that story in particular really resonated with me, not because I've ever been incarcerated or really known anyone that's ever been incarcerated, but the way that the person who was the prison librarian described that the books brought not only something for the inmates to do while they were awaiting sentencing or something else in prison, but that it brought them hope. And even at the end of his story, when he was encountering an inmate who had a really low literacy level, much lower than someone his age really should have, this prison librarian gave him a comic book about his favorite superhero, and that really made the inmate's day and gave him, like I said, hope. So overall, if you are a bookish person, a bookish professional, librarian, bookseller, what have you, I just think you should pick up this book even if you get it from the library. I just think reading these stories, and frankly, there's no particular order you have to read them in, but I think reading some of these stories and finding ones that may resonate with you would be really impactful and just remind you that reading is awesome, reading is impactful, and reading is an amazing part of life. But that is all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video, of course, today. Please let me know what has been your favorite book of 2025 so far. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I definitely will have more videos regarding books and other videos in general coming up soon, as I'm slowly working out of my very long reading slump and starting to read more again. Thank you guys again for checking out the video. My name is Alessandro, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!